Ready. Okay. Well, we're here. It's been a long weekend for Roland. But
That's one way to put it.
So, there are shoots coming up. I've got the list. I'll read the list off. So, Coon Pond has their first storm of the year, which is in Derby, South Central Iowa, South Central Bowhunters, June 10th and 9th, 10th, and 11th. The 9th, I believe it starts in the afternoon. You quick up, you can go through and shoot that night. Then, obviously, Saturday and Sunday. Waverly has one this weekend. And that's all I can see right now for this.
Did you mention the ASA?
I was going to get to that. So then ASA has one in Mason City this weekend. That'll be their first one of the year. And I'm sure I probably missed some. And I just, like I said, guys, if I see them on Facebook, I'll share them with you. But that's what's going on so far that I know of. So, because I know I missed a few last week, but I found them after I got home, so it was a little late.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Mason City, they set up a really good course, and it's with the foliage. I think it's going to be dark in that timber, so I think it'd be kind of nice.
Yep.
It won't be bad. It's supposed to be real hot, so it'll be a fun course. Even if it does rain, like they're saying a little bit this week, the mud won't be terrible up there. That's one of the better ones for being dry, and it's not really hilly. It's pretty well flat the whole time. So, but
Nice.
otherwise, you just got back from London.
Mm-hmm. Back from a spanking or whatever.
Yeah, well, you can explain that. I mean,
Yeah, I just shot really bad. I had changed some stuff thinking it was better. It was most likely not. I mean, at one time, I guess it's hard to say for sure, but I don't think I'm gonna stick with that setup. I already changed it kind of like back to where it was. Like a lot of it's like bar weights, the way I was executing my shot, my front arm, if it was bent or locked, or not really locked. I never felt like my arm was locked, but I had it straight and not locked, and then now I have a little bit more bent, which in the pictures it always, like you were just looking at my form, it looks like it's straight even when it's bent, or what I feel like is bent, but I feel like, and just the way I execute my shot, I don't know if I said that, but that's really the main thing. Just like, I wasn't 100% confident in practice, and it went okay at the Boondocks one, but I felt like I was like shooting terrible the whole time. Like I'm like, these shots are not good, but they happened to hit. But the thing is that at a pro-am where I'm a little bit more nervous even than that, they really didn't hit, and then add like uphill, which I don't even know for sure if it's the uphill played as much of a role as I thought it did at the time. Because I thought that's what was going on. Like, oh man, like this uphill like makes me hold like crap. But in reality, like that, I was trying to reconcile the fact that like on the practice range, I didn't feel like I was holding that bad. And it was downhill or uphill or whatever. And it was like, I don't get this. Like, I don't feel like I'm holding that bad. And it's like, just driving home, I was like, I think it was probably that was not confident in my execution like the whole time. Because like, I don't know. The aim can be bad. Like if you're confident in the execution, it's like kind of fine. But I wasn't really confident in either of them because the aim was bad and the execution was bad. So it's like, I think it just ate my lunch.
Like you told me tonight before we got on here, you said if you're not confident in your setup, you're not going to be confident.
Yeah,
out in the range.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that from somebody somewhere, but I'm gonna make it my new saying at least, or at least for myself. But like, if you're not 100% confident with something in practice, it is gonna go terrible in tournament, or I don't know, or something like that. But that's definitely how it felt. Like it just did not work. Like, because the thing is, when I was practicing, I wasn't feeling like oh yeah, I got this. Like and it definitely showed at the tournament. So.
But still a top 10 finish.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of you guys down there. Everybody did well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think, I don't know, there's a lot of things that added salt to the wound. Part of it was the shoot of the year thing. Like I was in second with shoot of the year, 10 points behind the lead.
Well, you got two shoots left. There's a lot
I do, but I was like, man, that's a big gap, but like it's still manageable. And I was like, as long as I do good this weekend, and then I did pretty bad this weekend. I was like, and Aaron did pretty good, who was in the lead. It still is in the lead. So it made it hard. Now I think I'm going to be fourth in the shoot of the year now because of that big of a swing. But
you got two shoots left, and if they all come to every last one,
Yeah, well, I think they are. I don't remember though, but ultimately, like, you know, just trying to keep it in perspective is just like, this upsets me now, but like a year ago, if I was in fourth and shoot of the year, I would have been happy with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, second and shoot of the year was more happy, but you know, I just the problem with it is just focusing on the outcome instead of like the input, you know, like what, because I can't necessarily control the outcome. Like you can have a day where you're just like all around the 12.
Oh, I know.
But you made perfect shots.
I know.
Yeah.
I had one of those days.
Yeah. Chris Perkin had that. I messaged him because he had something on his story this weekend, but he had like 13 12s and like I think he had like a 212 score. Like he just shot like a bunch of 8s and he was like, they were just barely out. And he's like, he felt like he made perfect shots. Like he just didn't even know how to explain it. And it was like, somebody can have 13 12s. Like I think he's probably accurate with that assessment of himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just need to focus. Yeah, for real.
I mean,
and really, I mean, we're trying to hit a Vegas centering at 50 yards. Well, it's not always at 50 yards, obviously, but like a Vegas centering, so it's understandable why you just barely miss one. But yeah,
you want to tell everybody kind of what the courses are like?
Yeah, so we were on the power line at the very, very end of the power line. The practice range was not as bad unless you get to the very far. It was actually the opposite end of where the range we shot on was, but it started to get pretty hilly and side hilly, because that's the main thing. So it would be up and down hills, but it would also be side hills, because you're basically I don't know what you'd call it, but you'd going over like cresting hills or whatever you'd call that. I don't know. Rolling hills. But it's like you would, half the course you would come up the hill, and then the other half the course you would go down the hill. It's all on one side. So one day you would shoot all uphill and one day you would shoot all downhill. And the uphill side was definitely the more challenging one. There was not only just uphill, like about up to 10 degrees, but it was just bad footing. But yeah, the practice range is where I found out that the side hills are way more important than you would think, because I felt like, so there was a 50-yard javelina that I think was downhill, and me and another guy were shooting it that's actually in the senior known pro class. And he shot, and I think he shot like a way high right 8, like way high right, or maybe even a 5. And I was like, okay, that's like he wasn't really shooting that bad, so I was like, that's kind of surprising. And then I got up there and I almost hit his arrow, and I was like, this is not where I was aiming, like not even close to where I was aiming. Like I know I'm making bad shots this weekend, not that bad, okay. And then I took another shot and I almost hit the same spot. Like barely a little bit more left, but I was still way outside of the 10 ring. And I was like, what in the hell is going on? So the side hill, even though it wasn't that insane, it was pulling my bubble over enough at 50 yards to make a big enough difference. And then I think just the lighting was fooling me a little bit with the up and down. Like I thought the 8 line was the chord line, I think is what I saw through my scope. And so I started aiming a little bit lower. And then eventually I got it, but it took a lot of shots. Like we shot, like between me and him, like 12 arrows at it, like trying to figure out what we did wrong, because we were like, dude, this is a problem. Like I can't be shooting a 5 on something, like especially when you feel like you were aiming somewhat near the middle, like it should have been a 10.
So did you notice, did the light change your point of impact left, right?
I don't know. So I was shooting too bad to know, but
well, like when you're on the course, I mean, that's,
I don't know. That's the problem, because I did feel like I had some left and right thing going on, but I think that was mostly the side hill, and I just barely, because the main thing is like you look at your bubble when you get back, and then you focus on the target, and then maybe you bring it back just to make sure, and then you focus on your aim. But the thing is still at that last second it can go, and mine definitely did that a few times. And so, I've never personally noticed the big like left to rights with the just with like your lenses or whatever, how the light's hitting it, which is like what people's theory is, like you turn the opposite way and the lighting can be different. But that's the nice thing about the practice range, is that since it, or the courses, since we would all shoot uphill one way on one day and then all shoot downhill the same direction on the second day, so it shouldn't have come into play really.
Yeah,
but I don't know. And then the practice range was all on one side, so I wouldn't know either way. But yeah, I don't know. But it was pretty hard, especially the bad footing. The bad footing like made it so much worse, because the thing is, like, you're moving that much and it's a far target, it's hard to be confident to shoot at a 12, considering you could you see your pin going outside in the 8 ring and even the 5 ring like so often. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, center 10 and then don't go anywhere. But yeah, so that's why my first day, the uphill course, I was even through 10 targets, and I was like, dude, this is bad. Like, I'm scared. Like not only just to aim at stuff, because I had hit a few 8s and then came back to even, and it was like, I was obviously scared of giving up more ground, but I was just like, man, like, shoot of the year, like all this other stuff like flashed through my eyes. It's like, I don't know what to do. And then eventually I came back with 12, which is not bad for a half. I'd be happy with that as a half. That's like I would be happy with that for a GPO score, which was 10 targets. But the second day pretty much went the same. Like, I think I was even through like 7 or 8.
I think you were playing too cautious.
Well, yeah, but it was just because I don't even know if I can say that. I felt like I was, but at the same time, I felt like it was reasonable just because it was like the pin was moving so much. It's like, how can I not play cautious? But in reality, that's the thing is like you play cautious, and sure, you don't give anything back, but like you can never gain anything.
You don't gain nothing either.
And that was like, I don't even remember what the ones. I think the second day, the ones I actually gained ground on where I actually did hit like the close targets, which is usually a problem for me. Like, I'll hit the long targets and then I will miss like a 30-yard target, like for just no reason. But I hit those, which was, I guess, a good plus of this weekend because I've been practicing those, but just like not over aiming and not freaking out about them. But yeah.
Well, like you said, how do you practice something like that?
Which part?
I mean, even you just got to find the terrain and practice on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I did look up some stuff for that. Like, how can I do that? A few ideas. Well, I mean, you could just find like some like on level ground.
You got the box out there.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Yep. So stuff like that. For uneven footing, you can either find uneven footing or you can like use a 2x4 or something under your foot or whatever. I did use the Alex trick, which helped a little bit, the bow pod under your foot. And then I actually saw a video. They did an on the range segment. Did you see that? Which I really hope they keep doing. But they do. It's like a long, like 40-minute thing. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen it.
So they did a long 40-minute like thing. They did this at the last one too with women's known pro and I think senior known pro. But they did this with open pro. So it was like Levi and Dan and a few others. But they just followed them for a few targets and just like watched them all shoot, and they had a target a camera on the target and everything. So Dan actually used his stool, like, so he brought his stool up and he stood on the bar at the bottom of his stool.
Really?
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, it's kind of the same thing, but maybe in some situations that could work better than the bow pod thing. But yeah, he brought that out a lot apparently. But yeah, I forgot the original question. I don't know if you asked the question.
Yeah, well,
you
got it through there.
That was a cool segment. I hope they keep doing that because it's kind of like golf in a way. Because if you think about it, that's a lot of content they're missing. Like, that's the majority of the tournament. They shoot 5 or maybe 6 arrows in the shoot down. They shoot 40 arrows in the weekend, not to count the team shoot. But or the GPO. That'd be sick if they followed that too. But it's just, it's a whole tournament they're missing where, like, for example, golf, they cover every hole, obviously.
That'd be hard to do.
It would be hard and it'd be very expensive, which is why I'm sure they don't do it. But they're starting to do it with some of them.
Well, you just pick a class. I mean, they picked a class, but
they need a lot more people, and that's the problem. Because with golf, everybody has to pass through the same one, so it's easier.
I thought their judging school is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. I thought that was neat.
Did they have a video on it or something?
Yeah, they had a little bit. Not they didn't go into depth of it. They had a little bit of it.
Just explained it?
Yeah, a couple excerpts of it, but...
Yeah, I heard Levi and Dan or whoever else was all out there, too.
A bunch of the women, I mean...
Yep, Emily McCarthy.
Yeah, and that's one way to get people to maybe shoot unknown.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean...
I'm sure that was a pretty good class. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's another skill.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can't judge. You can be the best shooter in the world, but if you don't know how far it is.
Which is, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before, but that's why usually who you see, like, winning the Open Pro class is not necessarily who you'd see winning an indoor tournament. Exactly. Now, there might be, usually the people who are winning are pretty good at both, but the thing is, like, for example, Dan's got third at Vegas a few years ago. Levi's got second at Vegas.
What Chance did.
Chance has won Vegas 3 times.
Yeah.
So he's like a perfect storm if like he can find out how to judge.
If he's on that day.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean.
Because he obviously can shoot good. He just needs to judge good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's just a whole nother skill set.
yeah, you got to spend. I would imagine at least as much time judging as you do shooting,
Because
if not more.
I've seen, well, you've seen it too, like on the practice range. There'll be guys not shooting, just walking through judging
Yeah.
targets.
Yep.
They hit it with the rangefinder.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
you can argue it's a way more important skill, but
Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah. Especially like some of the scores you don't necessarily, or some of those classes like the scores to get into the shoot down aren't necessarily that high. It's like you don't need that crazy of a shooting
Dan
ability.
shot 34 up to get in.
Who did?
Dan did.
Oh, Dan did. Well, Dan did. The cut I think was it like 10?
I don't know.
It wasn't like insane,
But-
but it was still like obviously impressive considering you don't know how far the target is. But
I mean,
yeah,
That's a game within a game.
yeah.
Because,
And then the strategy and all that. Yeah.
I mean, that's where your strategy really comes in
Yep.
with the judging part. I mean, granted, I shoot known, you shoot known. We zap it, we know how far it is.
Yeah.
Is there a strategy in it? Yes, but not really.
Yeah. It's like a severely limited amount of
Yeah, I
strategy
mean,
comparatively.
Well, like
Like
Dan's done a-
10%
Even
compared
if you
to
watch
like
some of the
90%.
shot of the weeks, they go into detail on that. Like Dan goes, the one time, he said, I think it's 42 and a half, but I may shoot it for 41 and aim a little high.
Yep. Put it on the upper, do something like
you
that.
know, he goes into, and it's sometimes if you're not, he said, you're not 100% sure, aim center 10 and move on.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's, if anybody hasn't ever watched Shoot Down, go on YouTube and Competition Archery Media, and they'll talk about that. Like when I don't know what one they talked about it on this weekend, but they said usually their first arrow they shoot is their gauge on
Mhm.
the shoot down. Are they on or off?
Yep.
Most of them know. If they're hit where they needed to, they're on, and now they're really going hard.
hmm
I mean, to shoot unknown and chase 14s,
Yeah. It's pretty.
I mean, you got to
pretty
be
dang
pretty
risky.
damn confident in what your number
That's
is.
why that Minden shoot down was so cool. But yeah, because
I mean,
Levi and then Dan
yeah.
or Levi and then Chance. But yeah, you definitely would have to be. And then yeah, like you said about if you shoot the first one you're on, you're on. Especially just since you have the open field, and so like you can see how far that other target is away, and the shoot down line's all in a parallel. But so like if you hit that first one, you know what the next one's pretty dang close have to be. But yeah,
It's just what they do is great. The
Yeah.
guys that shoot unknown is awesome.
yeah, it's yeah,
And I have no excuse for not doing it, but I just don't practice it.
yeah, it's
That's
man.
the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys don't shoot. I mean, like maybe they'll shoot redding, and they won't shoot anything else outdoors. They'll maybe shoot some indoor. Half of them don't even shoot indoor though.
Yeah.
Like Jack,
Jack and Sharon.
yeah, Jack and Sharon do not shoot indoor. Well, that I'm aware of, at least like on the national level.
They shoot
I've seen them like
indoor.
post that they've done indoor tournaments.
Indoor nationals.
They do indoor nationals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know Sharon's won indoor nationals.
Oh, okay. And then there's a few others, but I can't even remember. I know Dan doesn't do indoor nationals. I don't know if Levi does indoor nationals. He has, obviously, in the past. He's won it, but I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
I
don't
did
know
find
if
that
they-
out.
I
But
don't know. I mean, I think it all depends on what.
yeah, it might just be
more
how
what-
they feel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but like you'd have to spend so much time dedicated to that. Like it's insane. But I don't know.
And it's with the days of the rangefinder. It's
Yeah, it's
kind of
hard
like-
to.
It's kind of a dying art.
Yeah,
But like we talked about before, I think a class that has known half a half
Yeah.
and half would be a lot of fun.
it would be. Yeah,
I would do that.
yep.
I would probably get my ass handed to me, but man, it would be fun.
It would be. It would be. It'd be. Yeah, that would be definitely a test of people. Just because on the unknown day, I mean, obviously you have the skill of judging. On the known day, it's like, okay, like how accurate are you
What would
actually?
you rather shoot, the unknown first or the known?
I don't know.
I think I'd rather shoot the unknown
Why?
because I'll overthink it if I shoot the known first.
Yeah, I don't know. That's hard for me to say.
Because you know what? Because you're going to shoot a different course, obviously, but
hmm
you kind of got an idea where their averages are.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I'd maybe want to shoot the known day first because you get the big scores out of the way, like of whoever's going to shoot what. And then on the unknown day, you can be either more risky with your numbers or less risky with your numbers. I think that'd be my strategy. I mean, I don't know if you got to choose back in the day anyways, but
I don't know.
like if they had a Friday or Sunday option, then you would be able to effectively choose, kind of. But yeah, I think that's my view on that. I don't know though, because then like that's if the unknown day was the second day, you'd be like, all right, I think it's 42. We're shooting it for 42 today. Like we're not doing this aim high, aim low. Like if it's gonna be an 8 or it's gonna be a 12, you know, or a 5, yeah, or a 0.
That was not 42.
Yeah. Hunter Hogan, actually, yeah, he did you see him on the leaderboard for a few? He was on leaderboard day 1, and he was on the leaderboard for day 2 for a while, and then he shot a 0. He was pounding, but he shot a 0. I don't remember what. Yeah, it was, but. And then I don't know if you saw this. I messaged him to try to find out. I'm not like friends with him or anything, but so Remington Boyer was supposed to make the shoot down, like that was on the board, and it was like, oh, he made the shoot down. And then all of a sudden we saw Donnie Thacker in the shoot down. It's like, well, what's going on there?
Were they tied?
No. So at least not that I'm aware. I think it was a totally different score he had. But we went back to the page, Jacob did, and he saw Remington Boyer in 70 whatever place. Both scores were 0s for both days. And so he got disqualified for some reason.
Oh.
And we don't know why. And obviously I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about that right now, but I just like wondered what was going on, because like, if nothing else for educational purposes, like what could he possibly have been disqualified for? I have no idea.
Go too fast.
Well, that's what I think Deacon said, but it's like I just don't even get why he would even risk doing something like that in a known class. You know what I mean? Like that seems so foolish to me, to shoot too fast of a bow in a known class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people have gotten in the shoot down with like 270 or probably slower bows. Yeah. So it's like in known, it's like, man, like what are you really gaining between like a 290 and like a 302 bow? Like I have no fucking idea. I'll be honest. I don't know if you're gaining anything. So
unless he just,
I have to assume it's something else, but I don't know.
I don't know. We'll probably never know.
Yeah. I mean, I hope we do, but yeah, I don't know if we will.
I mean, it could have been something completely off the wall too.
Could have been. That's the thing. Like, I have to guess. Like, if I was to guess, like maybe some sort of scorecard thing. Like maybe they thought a scorecard was manipulated or something, or maybe a scorecard actually was manipulated. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I don't know if it was a scorecard issue or like.
Who knows?
I don't know.
It could have been something. He got sick and they just didn't put a score in. I don't know.
I saw him before the shoot down, and he was at the Bowtech booth talking to somebody. I don't remember who. But, I don't know if he knew at that time, or I don't know if like that's why he was over there. I didn't hear anything about it. Like I didn't overhear anything or anything like that, because I didn't know anything about it until after, because he was just there. So I just figured he was just there.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Very weird.
I'm sure we'll find out before the next shoot.
Yeah. I hope
it'll get leaked somewhere.
Yeah, I hope it gets either leaked or like if it's really a disciplinary thing, I hope it's like posted, because I feel like they should be transparent with stuff like that. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, if there's cheating done,
yeah,
I agree 100%.
Which I can't imagine, but I don't know.
And maybe it might have been just an honest mistake.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, if it's an honest mistake, I just want to know what it is, so I don't make the honest mistake. You know,
it could be one of those things that he goes, "Oh, you know,
yeah,
fucked up."
Yeah, exactly.
Take my scores off.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
He could have come front and just, you just don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You don't want to assume either. But,
no, yeah, I don't.
But that's just the integrity of the sport.
Yeah. Yep.
You hope everybody's honest and true with how they do it.
Yep.
Which most people are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just the way it is.
Yep. And whatever did happen, that sucks for him, obviously. But yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah. But did Deacon and Jacob say how their course was? Well, actually, Jonathan went.
Yep.
What did he think of his first pro-am?
Oh, I think he was pretty like I think he thought it was pretty cool. He was disappointed with the score, but he just didn't
his first pro-am.
That's the thing is,
and he went to London first.
Yeah, he went to the kind of the worst or most challenging one in a way. But yeah, I think he just didn't have a reference, so it's, I get it, because I'd be like that too, but yeah. But I think he had fun, for sure.
Good. That's good.
Tried a lot of bows out. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, while you're here, you might as well just try everything you can. Like, go to
hell
that booth, go to this booth, go to that booth. But yeah.
That's good. How was the K40?
I don't
course?
know very much.
Where did they shoot at?
So basically the opposite of where we did. It'd be where we shot the team rounds, but it's kind of in a bottom area or whatever. But it was not nearly as hilly. It definitely didn't have the rolling hills.
So were they in the power lines? Or
No,
parking
not
light?
even close. But it was still dark back there because there was just a lot of trees. But yeah, it still had some hills like to shoot up. There just wasn't the side hill aspect, and it was still dark. And then during the team shoot, at least when it got overcast a few times, it was pretty dang dark in there. But
Was it?
that was the only time all weekend that I struggled to see anything. But yeah, I didn't shoot the. I think the one that the pros at least were talking about with the bad lighting difficulty was the 7:30 line, because that was the time where they were shooting the targets where it was uphill and the sun was behind them. That seems like that would be pretty challenging.
Would be tough.
Yeah,
Because you shot at what, 1 and 11?
11. Yeah, so
So
neither
the
were
sun
bad.
was high.
To me, even people on my stake and people on the range were like complaining about lighting, but like I just have my peep and everything set up to where like that is not an issue. Like I any of the points I lost was not because I couldn't see where it was. I'm not saying I knew exactly where it was, but I knew where the 8 was, and I still shot him. So
Yeah. But, we have Metropolis coming up. That's our next pro-am. Be Metropolis, which there's going to be a lot of us down there.
oh yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, there's going to be Iowa's going to come invade Illinois is what it's going to be.
Yeah, yep,
So,
which is awesome. We
that'd
need
be
to
a
have
lot
a
of
pro-am
fun.
in Des Moines or
That'd
something.
be nice. I'd like to see one a little farther north.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
There's
I
some-
mean, there might end up one in Canada or something apparently now, because I don't know if you've seen their stuff. Like they have like a little kind of regional tour now. It's not like
really?
big, but they're trying to do something up there. But yeah,
Northern Wisconsin won't be bad. It won't be as hot.
I mean, I wouldn't care where it is if it's just closer.
Yeah. 5 hours away would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But
I forget what motherfucker told me their farthest program was 7 hours. So get the fuck out of here. But
I've shot
get
with
out
a
of
few
my
guys.
sight.
Yeah, they're all within 7 hours from you. Going,
Yeah.
our closest one's Metropolis. It's 7 hours.
Yep. Yeah. London was like 12-ish. A little bit under 12, but yeah,
That's still a long ways,
it was.
but a pretty country
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it was actually. Kentucky's actually, very pretty. I was thinking that. I was like, maybe this is a place to live. Pretty close, like to stuff.
I don't know. I'm thinking right now if you're going to shoot ASA, middle of Georgia.
Yeah,
about the best
Georgia
place.
or like Alabama or something.
'cause
I mean,
you-
Alabama has 3, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you're right there.
either of those. I mean, Kentucky would be nice just because then they do shoot on that London range. Like they have their state championship there. And so that would be sick for that. Like if you got to literally practice on the range. But I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, Metropolis would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Metropolis, from what I remember, is relatively flat,
It's
right?
flat because you're shooting at the bottom.
Okay.
I don't remember hardly any else. The only time I think the footing's really bad is you shoot off the road.
Mhm.
Where we shot team shoot last year down there. Yeah, it's on a road and you're off the dude's side.
Oh, I didn't team shoot last year, I don't think. I'm trying to even remember what it looked like. I just can't even remember. I can remember like a couple targets, but that's it.
Practice range was right there
I do remember the practice range,
on the bottom.
but I can't remember my actual
I think
range.
I'm going to shoot the GPO 2 times.
That's what I'm planning to.
I'm going to shoot it on Friday before my round and Saturday before my round.
It's probably what I'm going to do. I
Then
don't know
I'll
if it'll work.
practice Wednesday night when we get there,
Mhm.
or Wednesday afternoon when we get there.
Mhm.
Then I'll practice Thursday morning before the team shoot.
Yep. You're going with AJ and
Yeah.
Big AJ, right?
Yep.
Or yeah, not yeah, it'd be A,
Little
not,
Alan,
not
Big
J. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go. I'm one of those guys, and it'll be fun. I'm kinda
Oh, yeah.
ready. We got 3 Iowa shoots to go to first.
Yep. I don't know which ones. I got to figure out which ones I can go to.
Like we got Mason City this weekend. Next weekend, I think is Border Brigade, and the weekend after that is
Is it Echo Valley?
we get back and we got Lepics, then state championship.
Yep. I want to at least go to Lepix. I think I need 2 more, right? I think I only shot 2. So I want to go to Lepix and probably Border Brigade at least.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to as many as I can, but
Yeah.
unlikely.
But yeah, it'll be a good time. I mean, season's almost ending. That's just it. It feels like it just started.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone quick.
It's just so fast paced.
Pretty soon we'll be sitting here talking about hunting season.
Yep.
Or indoor. God, I don't want to start talking about indoor yet.
It's weird. This is the first year I've like really wanted indoor a little bit, just because I'm like, man, it's like starting to kind of get like okay at it, and then now I just kind of forgot.
No, I'm not okay at it.
Yeah.
I'll shoot it because it's fun, but
Yeah.
I'm not okay at it.
Yeah. I need to figure out if I need to go pro this indoor or not, because that might change
just
how many
suck
tournaments
up
I
and
can
do
go.
it.
I would like to. You want to pay my entry fee? I'll do it right fucking now. I will do it at Metropolis. You pay my entry fee. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Somebody will pay like $200.
Nah, you just want to finish the season.
That's kind of what I figure. If it had gone better in the beginning of the year, I might not have. But
I mean, maybe they won't make you move up.
no, they'll make me move up. I'm okay with that though. But it's just the cost. It's going to be hard.
Hey, if you don't do it, you won't know.
No, I want to go.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would have done it. The first shoot I shot, if I just like had enough money to just like to blow on it, but it's $200 extra on top of $100 entry fee. Not to mention, I think the pro certification is like $100 or something.
Is it
maybe
really?
more? I don't know.
You gotta be certified.
I couldn't find certified. You just pay the money. I did it like a long time ago. Like the only pro-am I went to, or the first pro-am I went to was in 2020 during COVID.
Why did you sign up for pro then?
Because it was during COVID. I was getting $500 extra a week unemployment on top of unemployment. So I was like, I'm balling the fuck out. I don't care. And since it was COVID, all the archery shoots were closed. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to this ASA thing. I've never shot an ASA in my life. Not a state qualifier or nothing thing. And I was like, well, I mean, like if I'm going to go, I might as well just go pro. Like, what's the reason? I have the money. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I just had the money now, I would have shot this whole season non pro. Because, like, I don't care. Like, if anything, it probably would have been easier. Because like, I'd have less pressure. Because right now,
okay.
if I know if I shoot this score, I will win. In non pro, I know if I shoot this score, I'll make the shoot off. And
Do
it's
you think
2 different pressures.
Do you shoot how can I put this? You're on the pro line with those guys. You're going to shoot with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not something I'm trying to say, but is it easier to keep up?
I don't know.
You know, if they start hitting 12s, are you going to start? I mean, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I don't know
Do
for
you
sure.
shoot to your competition's level?
Usually, usually I can rise to the occasion. So if I'm with somebody that shoots good, it'll usually so I shot with Alex this weekend. In the beginning, I was, or not this weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like not doing very good, and he was a few points ahead of me, and I was like, man, like it just puts a thing in my head where it's like you need to get this figured out. Like you're gonna lose by like a lot, and I just like it's almost like a fear response, but and then you just somehow figure it out and get some in there. And I think that's happened with every pro-am I've been to. I think only one time at a pro-am has somebody else in my group scored higher than me. I think. It probably might have happened before, actually, more than once. But yeah, usually it does. But yeah, if you get group with somebody that isn't shooting good, I guess that could work against you too. Yeah. So I try not to think about that, obviously.
Well, I mean, you don't, but
I think it would give me a little bit of pressure for sure in a bad and a good way at the same time. But I still think it would probably be less pressure because I don't know. I think it's just in K50. I just feel like I know that if I shoot this score, I'm doing really good and I'm going to win. Like I'm just going to win outright if I shoot that score. But in known pro, if you shoot this score, you only make the shoot down, which is not, it's still really cool, but it's not the same as like just winning outright. I don't know. It doesn't like scare me as much, the idea of that. I don't know. Yeah. That didn't make any sense, but I don't know. I wonder who I'll get paired up with.
On the upside, I don't think about that.
Yeah, that's good.
All I know is I've got to shoot every target.
So that'd be the ideal way to do it. Like, I'm just going to shoot this shot, and like, I'm not even going to worry about what the aim or where the arrow hits. I'm just going to worry about how good the shot was. That'd be the ideal.
Yeah. I mean, I got to shoot. If I hit a 12, great. Perfect. If I hit a 10, we're okay. Yep. 8, not so good. But that's how I look at it, because if I start thinking about the score, it's bad.
Yeah, that's the ideal way to not.
It's just one less thing to think about.
Yep.
I can concentrate more on my shot process of making a good shot.
Yep. If you can detach from it, that's the best way. I don't know if you've ever read the book With Winning in Mind. You've probably heard about it at least.
I've heard about it.
So that's like the archery book. That's like the book that Brady Ellison has talked about. But in that, one of his like critical moments that he like figured out was he's like a pistol or a rifle shooter, something like that, competition rifle shooter, and he went into the second day and he was like, I think he did bad the first day, and he's like, I am just going to not care where these go. I'm going to grade how I shot them on a scale of 1 to 10 every shot, and that's the score I'm going to focus on. And then he ended up like setting a world record or something. But so if you could do that, obviously that's ideal, because that's ultimately like what gets you the result. The result, if you focus on the result, you're not going to control everything you need to get that result.
So like, it's kind of like buck fever.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a big buck in front of you. You need to concentrate on the shot, not the animal.
Yeah, you need to put your conscious mind in what it is needed to be in, not in something.
And it's the same thing shooting like the 3D. We can't score the arrow in the bow. It needs to be down there. So we need to work on this end, and that end will take care of itself.
Yep.
And that's the main thing. And I don't know if you read. Let me see if I can find it quick.
It's weird how easy we can forget about stuff like that, but yeah. I even watched an old Bow Junkie video where Dan and Chance were just talking about that, and Chance said something like, I could care less where the shot goes.
Go ahead, read that aloud. Jeff Hopkins shared that today.
Rubber critters versus live critters. 40 targets, 50-yard max. Sounds easy, right? It's not easy. The majority of folks that attend and work hard on improving at national shoots typically do not ever hit every lethal scoring ring or put every single arrow in a lethal location. It is obtainable for most folks with enough work. If you haven't attended a national shoot and kept every score, it's not legit to assume you can hit every target in the 10 or 8 ring, or even put a lethal shot on all of them. There are some men, women, and kids that can do this repeatedly. It surprised me that bow hunting equipment accuracy, lethality, advice can come from folks. You shouldn't ask me to read this, I'm a little retarded. Can come. Where did I lost where it was at? But can you kill critters having never shot a 3D or a shoot? Absolutely. However, likely not as well those that do. Man, he kind of worded this kind of old too, though. Like everything else in bow hunting, you get from it what you put in. The advice, so basically, 100%. Yeah,
that's 100%. But like
he's talking to the backseat drivers that are like watching the shoot downs, like, oh, I could have hit that. That's actually insane how many comments like that are on like YouTube, like Vegas finals or something like that. And it's like Cameron Haynes could have done this easy, and it's like, well, he's not here, and there's probably a reason why. Mainly didn't give a fuck.
I mean, the guys that kill critters, they shoot really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I hit every critter, but you have, let's be honest, you have killers and you have target shooters.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just the way it is.
There's some overlap, but yeah.
Yeah, there's some overlap, but it's still a skill.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like judging or anything else, but it's just, I mean, I haven't even hunted that much, but I would assume it's like, so like a hunting scenario, you need to hit a target this big, which is not necessarily as accurate as you need to be for a target shooter. What is the size
of a paper plate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not as accurate as you need as a target shooter. But you have the separate skill of being able to keep your calm and being able to put your conscious mind and be able to actually hit that size. But that's probably all. It's probably the main deciding factor, right?
If you guys listen, remember we had Mark on, was it a couple weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Mark is on with us. He's in Africa right now.
Yeah.
He did kill his lion.
Yep.
And I read his post, and
I didn't see the post yet.
Yeah. And I tell you right now, he was probably shaking like a little girl after he shot that lion.
Oh, yeah.
Just the adrenaline. I mean, but you have to hold it together to do that. I'm telling you right now, if I were to ever make a national shoot down, I'm going to shake like a little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to figure out.
Me too.
Pull your head out of your ass, man.
It's crazy how hard it is.
But it's if you do not get that feeling I mean, even some of the shoot downs I get that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one I
Oh,
won.
me too.
I
Yeah.
was like, holy! I mean, I was shaking past. Like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
You know, I got to calm down. But if you don't get that feeling hunting or shooting really good at a target score, what is the point of doing this?
Yeah. True. It's definitely
That
makes
is
it a lot
the
more
feeling
fun.
everybody wants.
Yep.
That is what you strive to get. Because, I mean, I've talked to guys that hunt. They still get that feeling shooting a doe.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, if you lose the feeling of what's the point?
Yep.
You're just going through the motions.
Yep.
I mean, that's yeah.
I agree. But yeah, I haven't been in like a shoot down, but at like the third place in Yankton, that was probably when I was the most nervous, and it was pretty insane because it was like, I mean, there was a lot of things that added pressure to me on that one, but like especially the last arrow. So like he said something about like, good shooting, man. Like the guy I was shooting against, he said, good shooting, man. You just needed an 8 to win. I was like, are you fucking serious? Why'd you tell me that? I don't care. Don't tell me. But yeah, it was like I drew back and it literally bounced from like the 5 ring and in.
Yeah.
And it just like, and then it just happened to go off because my hand was twitching so hard. And it happened and they were like, I literally had no idea of where the arrow was. I had no idea. It could have been in the 5 ring. And
Now,
I would have been like, yep.
The guy we really need to get on here is Bill.
Yeah.
Well, so
Yeah.
Bill went to his first ASA ever. First 3D shoot he ever went to was an ASA in a tumble.
Yep.
And he's halfway through. He sees me. I go, Bill, how's it going? He goes, this is a blast. Why haven't I done this sooner? He goes, now I wish I had a different site so I actually be in a class. I said, well, we can help you with that. And he's going to buy a Reckoning now
Yep.
to shoot.
Right there.
But he's killed 2 animals now in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
You imagine how wound up he is?
I bet.
I mean, that's neat when you see that from the other guys that, you know, we've introduced to the target side.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That we get him hooked into this, and you know, and yeah, it's like it's always fun watching the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot, it's they have no fear of nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 70 yards. Ooh, choo. Hey, cool.
Yeah, they just don't know enough to be scared or whatever. I don't know what it is.
I don't remember ever being in that mode. Do you?
No, not really. I mean, I remember being less nervous than I am now, but like, you know, in those situations, but not nearly as much as, yeah, like I've heard Braden Galantine talk about like when he won the world championships or whatever when he was like 18. He's like, well, I just didn't know enough to be scared. And it's like, I've always known enough to be scared. Like, what are you talking? Like, I mean, maybe less scared, but like scared,
Well,
pretty nervous.
it was like when who shot the 900 with the recurve?
Oh, Brady Ellison.
Brady Ellison. Can you imagine shooting that last arrow?
I have no idea how that fell for him. I mean, after, holy crap.
I mean, I shot 300. Cool. I shot another 300. Cool. I've got 1 arrow left, and we have a 299. I mean,
No.
you know, it would have been a 290 with 1 arrow.
Oh, yep, yep.
Hell no. I probably could have thrown up in the garbage can before it went off.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the fun part about this.
I just remember that was the most pressure I felt was when I shot 300 Vegas, actually. So correct that. Well, the last arrow wasn't moving as much as that one in Yankton, but it was like, I don't know where this is going to fire.
But it's the way it is.
Yep.
And that's why we do it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, shooting in general is fun, but like that kind of moment is like, wow.
Or even watching one of your buddies do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, let's say next year you're fortunate to make the shoot down.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna be yelling at the TV
Yeah.
if I'm not there.
No, you're going to be there.
If I'm not there,
You might be the umbrella holder.
I'm gonna hold shit rolling. That was close. You know?
Are you going to be able to handle being the umbrella holder?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can probably handle it.
Okay. I need you to have a clear mind. You get the strategy mind. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, I just come in like with a page lead, and it's like, all right, we're just shooting at 14s.
But yeah, I don't. You know, it's something you dream about. Everybody
for sure.
daydreams.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know. Yeah. I think it'd be more fun to go shoot down a 5th and win it.
Yeah, yeah.
In the non-pro class.
Oh, it'd be definitely more hype, especially if you get to shoot like the last arrow or something.
Yeah.
But even the second, I mean, last arrow is definitely way more fun than the
Roland
second
shot
last.
414s. Let's see if he goes for a 5th one.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
He's just Dewey's in.
Yeah. Be a lot of fun.
It would be. I mean, yeah, it's
Hopefully.
just a lot.
I think
of fun.
Tim did that once. I think his last shoot in the known pro shoot down. I think he did that. Like pretty much made a run at it, but I don't know.
I thought it was
To
cool
go look
doing
back.
Him. I got to give targets away.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That
Did
was
you
so-
see that Tim was a Scrooge though? You didn't see that?
No,
Did
he
you
didn't.
watch the senior known pro?
I did.
So you maybe
I don't think
maybe
he
you couldn't-
heard it, did he?
Oh, I don't know if he did or not. I would hope he didn't. If he,
I don't
he
think
just
he
shot
did.
the
'Cause
14.
Otherwise, he would have. You know.
I just like the response of Mike Tyrell though. He's like, "Sorry, kids, Uncle Scrooge just wanted to shoot the 14."
I don't think he heard him.
He must not have, but yeah, that was fun. And then when Dan walked out, he was like, "You get to choose which target, or which kid Emily's target goes to," and he's like, "I'm not shooting," and walks off. And then they change it. No, we'll give him the coyote or something. But yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then if you think about it, like hitting the head at that distance, if you misjudge by like a yard or two, you're probably out of the
He
head.
goes, I don't want to reflect arrows.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yep.
That's for those two. That's perfect for them
Yeah. Yeah.
because they give all their checks away.
Yeah. Yep.
Even the plaques, I think they give away.
Yep. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I saw him at Metropolis. Dan signs them and takes a picture with the kid.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's
And
cool.
that's the neatest thing ever.
hmm
I mean, would I ever do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
If I win one, I'm
Get
probably
away.
if I won one, I'm probably gonna keep my first one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'll keep the paper check. It's like, is the money gonna be in my account? All right, here you go.
When you do that big check rolling, don't care.
Yeah.
You'll be like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
I
don't
want
care
one
as
of
much
those.
at least.
I
Yeah.
want one of those.
Yeah. Did you see that video that Paige posted of Paige, Tim, and Kyle like throwing their checks on them?
I saw that.
Yeah. Jeez.
But
Now, speaking of a run, actually, Kyle did. I mean, he wasn't that far back, but he definitely made a run.
made a good run.
He's so good at shoot downs. Like he is the shoot down guy. Like he games.
The shoot downs, they've been getting pretty good.
Yeah.
They never disappoint. I mean, Paige is so far ahead.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, but
Yeah. Yeah.
still.
But Cassidy, I don't know if you were paying attention to that, but she made the run up from fifth to
Yeah,
either
she-
third or second.
She
No,
had a pretty
third.
good run. So.
Yeah, she hit a bunch of them.
But I think we could probably stop there.
Yep. That's probably all.
Yeah.
See you later.
Later.